out here this morning, and there's lots of new people. How many new people at the social media breakfast today? All right, claps and hands up. Well, thanks for coming out. We've got a really cool lineup today, and we're in a really awesome venue. Anybody been to WURST before? Yes. So, if you guys want to continue the venture after a social media breakfast, myself or any of the social media breakfast team will write you notes to get out of work for the rest of the day. So, I'm flying a little blind here, and if we could all give Catherine at the back an applause for switching the slides. I'm going to give her a wink every time I need the slide to switch. Let's roll. So, social media breakfast. These events happen once a month, the third Friday of, or second last Friday of every month. And the purpose of these events are to connect social media professionals together. So there's a lot of people that are new to the industry here today, and there's a lot of people that are really experienced and have a lot of talent. So the whole purpose is to kind of raise the industry up together, and all boats rise in a tide. So let's hang out after and have some lunch at WURST and have a good time. Wink. The event sponsor for Social Media Breakfast is Control Accounting and Operational Software. So Donna McTaggart, this organization is responsible for this. And yes, Ms. McTaggart, where are you? There she is, hanging at the bar back there. So if you have an organization that needs accounting software integrated, like QuickBooks and any kind of software, she's the one that can make it happen. And if you already have accounting software in your organization, she can help make it run any better. ING Direct, food sponsor. Woo! Yes, these guys are awesome. Has anybody been down to the cafe, the ING Direct cafe down on 6 and 6? Yes. Yeah. Is Jonathan Glover, are you here? I didn't see you.
Right back.
Oh, hey. Yes, wearing his ING Direct scarf. There's a few of those here today. So the ING Direct Cafe is the first ING physical location here in Calgary. It's a really cool space. So besides they always seem to have cookies down there and coffee, they actually have community space. So if you want to hang out there and have a meeting, or you're a nonprofit, you can go and use their boardroom anytime. If you're going to tweet these guys, their Twitter handle is OrangeYYC or ingdirect.ca. And WURST, what a great little venue this is. So these guys, these guys, if you haven't met Jeff, he's hanging around here, he's in a great t-shirt, really nice guy, really cool. WURST actually likes to host these kind of events, and corporate events, and these type of things. So they also have fantastic lunch and fantastic dinner, wink, and they also serve beer. So, real good place to hang out during the day or at night, or for brunch on Monday or Tuesday. Or how about Saturday, Sunday? We've got Wi-Fi today sponsored by Shaw. Let's give Shaw a big round of applause. So if you are a Shaw XO customer, or actually I'm getting ahead of myself, let's jump to the next slide. Shaw XO Shaw's created a bunch of hotspots around a bunch of cities like Calgary, Vancouver, Victoria, Edmonton. And if you're already a Shaw XO existing customer, you can just log into the, next slide please, the Shaw Open network setting, or Wi-Fi. However, if you're a non-Shaw customer for today, whoops, let's go back. You can log into SMByyc 33. That is the internet connection sponsored by Shaw today, and that'll be up from I think 8 to 11. Make sense? Anybody have any questions about that? All right. So thanks, Shaw. So let's give a big. Let's open up our Twitter accounts, and first of all, is anybody brave enough to say they're not on Twitter? Wow, I freeze. Oh wow, 2. Anybody? Anybody else? 2. Let's open up our Twitter accounts and thank WURST Calgary, Shaw Info, and Donna McTaggart and OrangeYYC for hosting and feeding us at TELUS. I'll give you a few seconds just to do that. Go back, go back, go back. All right, we're good to go? All right. So we've had some previous sponsors who we are very grateful to have had in the past. Ongoing sponsors, Control Accounting and Operational Software, MarketWire. These guys are insane. Not only do they do great press releases, they do social media press releases. And I know a lot of people aren't familiar with social media press releases. Check out MarketWire for this. In addition to that, they have a really cool social media monitoring tool called Heartbeat. So we're really grateful to have MarketWire as a partner and cranking out our press releases every month. Geno Alberta is sponsored our new website, which is coming, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks from now. Matrix Communications is doing the video, thank you. Calgary Speed Dating for anybody who's looking for some fun this weekend, and kevinhayes.ca, which is me. We've got our whole committee team, so we're all like hanging out around here. Actually, maybe I'll just get you to raise your hand. So Donna McTaggart, everybody knows Donna McTaggart, eh? She's sitting back there at the bar. We've got Mike Spear, who's sitting on the barrel. Catherine, who's the assistant. Wonderful job. Kevin Hayes, that's me, Kevin Hayes CA. Des, where are you hanging? Down at the front there. Heather Ilsley, hanging somewhere. Can you holler? All right, she's at the back there. And Crystal is at the very back in the VIP section. So, we're always looking for sponsors for Social Media Breakfast, and so we need 2 types of sponsors. One is a venue, and a venue, usually we get 80 to about 120 people at these things. So if you have a venue or know of a venue that can hold us, we'd love that. Or you can sponsor the food. Usually the cost is about $350 to sponsor the food for us. If you're interested in that at all, contact us on our Twitter handle, which is SMByyc, or you can talk to any one of the committee members now or whenever you like. Follow us on Twitter, SMByyc, and if you're tweeting today, can you use the hashtag SMByyc. Social Media Breakfast Edmonton is the last Friday of every month from 8:30 to 10:30. And we've got this really cool event coming up. So Red Deer is having their first Social Media Breakfast on November 1st. In combination with Scott Stratton's Unawesome is Unacceptable tour. Does anybody know Scott Stratton? Did anybody see him speak here a couple of weeks ago at the Alberta Real Estate, to Realtors? No? Did anybody see him speak last year? Okay, well Scott Stratton is a social media guy, and quite hilarious, quite humorous, and has fantastic social media insights. And so it's on November 1st, and that's the Social Media Breakfast for Red Deer. And November 1st, or Thursday, November 1st, 1 to 5, Holiday Inn. You can purchase your tickets for this at bkticketcenter.ca, and I think they're about $200, so it's a good idea. Take the day off work, go up to see Scott Stratton, hang out Red Deer for a bit, it'll be a good time. All right, finally, on to our speaker for today. So we have ZEDS Communication, ZEDS Comic Communication. So you know what, I've seen, it's been my experience, I'm sure a lot of you have this experience as well, that one of the most challenging parts of digital and social media is content creation. And any cornerstone of a good digital or social media plan is really strong content creation. So I'm sure we've all experienced content online and Twitter feeds and Facebook fan pages that make us want to yawn a little bit. And what these guys do are they help make your digital media more exciting, more funny, more excellent. They also teach stand-up comedy and are having a how to be funny or how to write a joke workshop next Monday, and it is a whopping $5 to enter. So we've got Eva, Derek, Zoey, Steele. They're all going to come up and chat, and that's all I got. I'll do the rest. Let's give my hand to Zed.
Thank you, Kevin. And if you could come on stage for just 1 second, I've got something here for you. This is our business card. It's a comic book interface. I heard you like some web stuff. I think someone mentioned that. Yeah, Twitter. Yeah. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thanks.
Yeah. Everyone, that's Kevin. Mike forgot him. Awesome. Excellent. So, we are ZEDS, and it's sort of a peculiar name. People sometimes ask, where does that name come from? ZEDS, who are you? What do you do? Why are you in our house? And so last night I presented a prepared a short presentation to explain that to you lovely people. But first of all, I've got some sponsors to thank. WURST Restaurant and ING Bank were here today because they ponied up the dough and provided a location for the SMByyc show. Now first, Zoey Duncan, which stands for ZEDS. She blogs up a storm while others are still in bed, and playing roller derby, no other teams can hit her, and she's got 1,800 followers on Twitter. Now Eva P, whose life is far from ease, and makes sure the rest of us don't just do as we please, she's either balancing a budget or managing a loan. Or she's Instagramming her dinner with her new iPhone. Now, Derek Wilken has taught more people than are alive today, and he blew life into our world when it was just a ball of clay. Between politics and sports, he's always breaking rules, using caustic wit to deflate those pompous fools. And me, my name is Steele. I'm the artist kind of guy, who stands for the S and dresses real fly. I'm the energetic one going mile after mile, and I break all the ice with my 1,000-watt smile. So to make your social media do more, just book a class to improve your humor, because our mission is this, to make a more resilient you using setup and punchline. That's all that we do. And in case you couldn't tell, I do the rap thing. And I have a class on rapping as well. It's fun. You can use that to make awkward presentations about names. Yeah. Now, please put your hands together for Zoey Duncan and Derek Wilken. Eventually.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I don't have a gift for you.
No, it's okay.
Give a round of applause for our rapper. Awesome, Steele. So I am Zoey Duncan. I'm a writer. I specialize in unemployment. I've been on Twitter for a while. So long, in fact, that my first tweet was, Mama. Hashtag dirty diaper. I find the hardest part about Twitter is autocorrect. Yesterday, I found myself tweeting about blenders full of women. So today, we're here to suggest to you that you add some humor to your social media. Well, really, suggest is a gentle word. It's really plead with you to use some humor in your social media. And speaking of begging, here's Derek Wilken.
There he goes. My name is Derek. Pretty good name for a guy from Alberta, huh? Derek. It's like being a Barry from Saskatoon, a Bud from BC, or a Dick from Toronto. In my personal Twitter, I like to tweet on politics and other lost causes. Let's see, I tend to follow the wrong ones. I pick Barb over in the head, Wild Rose over PCs, Abacus over Blackberry. I'll hold it, Blackberry win. Did it win? I don't know. So today we're here to tell you a little bit about why you should use comedy in your Twitter feed in particular. Just out of curiosity, does anybody follow us on Twitter? Okay, so you notice in that we really do attempt to be funny. Now, it's rare that we are, but we really do attempt to be funny. And I think that's one of the points that has to be made about being funny. It is the effort sometimes. If you try to be funny, people will give you a pretty huge leeway. You don't have to be a stand-up comic to make funny jokes or make replies, and that's what we're going to learn today. So, Zoey uses comedy to make her blog posts more readable. She's a writer. She wants you to enjoy the experience. I use comedy to make you laugh. I want every tweet that I send out, hopefully, to make you laugh. That's all my goals. Now, as a business, we have one goal. We want to make you laugh, but we also want you to buy our product. We are a business. So if you're laughing and remembering us and thinking about buying our product, all's the better. So we just kind of threw one up here, so go to the next one there, Steele. Last team building exercise, give you cramps, next time hire the wits of ZEDS, right? So in every time we try to promote ourselves, we don't just say, we have an event here tomorrow, we always make sure there's a joke attached to it. What do we got? Next Steele, there we go. Okay, the great thing about Twitter, 140 characters is a perfect length for a joke. It's short, it's quick, it's snappy, it gives you a chance to say what you want to say in a very small time. Because when you're writing a joke, especially at the start, you tend to sometimes overthink it, and you want to use all these words and stuff. Twitter just forces you to be brief. Hashtags and reply, wow. I mean, they're like tools for a comic. To be able to reply, I had, was it Brian? Was it you that I had the conversation with this week? I can't remember. Barry, there you go. So Barry and I, we started off with one tweet, and that one tweet had ended up into like 8 or 9 tweets. And it was just a back and forth, and it was, the way I look at it is, you know, when you're sitting around and having coffee with someone, and you're joking with them, that's exactly what the reply function to me is. And hashtag is so wonderful, because you can say something incredibly serious, and then the hashtag can be just idiotic. And it just makes the rest of it fun. So you can say what you want to say and use your hashtag for effect. A retweet is like having an applause break. And if you've ever been a comic, man, that's like gold, right? Like if you can do a joke where people are actually applauding, like my dick joke, which gets applause pretty well every time, because we've all been to Toronto and we understand. Okay, next one. Okay, so I thought I'd give you some statistics. First of all, 100% of the people that I follow because I want to. No? Okay. I thought it was funny as hell. Out of those, 80% of those people reply to my initial tweet. And in my initial tweet out, 100% of them are comic. I make sure I look at what's going on in the bio, I kind of have a general idea, or I look in the feed and I send something funny to them. 80% of them reply to them. 60% of those replies say LOL or give me that funny face. I hate that shit. Really. Like, really, you have to tell me you're laughing out loud? Just, you know, like, somebody this morning did a really good one. She said, bada boom. No, that was great. You know, it showed some imagination. There was no LOL, there was no whatever. So, please, don't LOL people. We know we're funny. Okay, 40% remain to reply to me of the joke. And this is where the conversation starts. So I start out, I say, somebody's following me or I want to follow them. I send them a joke, they send a reply back, and then if their reply is funny, we're going. So we went back and forth. I'll get a quick example is we did our first comic book this year. Steele is the artist and project manager on. So we're doing a comic book for the Connect Teen Distress Center for Kids. And it started because of a tweet. I tweeted to them. I said, hey, your logo looks like a superhero. They tweeted back and said, wow, do you know anything about superheroes? We feel like we're powerful. I tweeted back and I said, wow, I got an artist here. Let's see what he's doing tomorrow. You know, and literally tweeted back, and out of that we have a comic book going. So if you engage people in fun, they're open to suggestions that you would have as a business. 20% engagement in a conversation. I love this. Okay, next deal. Okay, so here's our long-term goals, and we sit down and we have a meeting once a month. We sit down and strategically think of our humor. Where are we going to place it? Who are the groups that we are going to approach with it? We've done comedy for I think every nonprofit in Calgary. Mental illness, epilepsy, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, brain injury, the police, all of the disadvantaged people. No, not gonna get there. I call my class with the police the arresting benefits of humor. And they got the best punchlines. No? Thank you. I like one guy. I don't care if it's one. Shit, that's all I need. Okay. So each of us has a long-term goal. Zoey wants an army of fanatical followers. It is her goal to get like millions. I don't. I want a coterie of committed connections. I want people that are willing to play with me online and enjoy the experience of it. Eva just wants a home away from him, whoever him is. Oh, that's me, right? And Awesome Steele just wants an unrelated follower. So, thank you. All right, what do we got next, Steele? I believe we're starting. Zoey.
Thank you, Derek. All right, so some people will tell you that writing a joke is really, really hard. That's just because their job is not very secure, and they're a comedian. But if a comedian were to tell you the truth, he or she would say, okay, it's pretty simple. There are 4 parts to a joke. Up here we've got part 1, the setup. A setup is a true statement. It's not funny, and it is brief. At least the best ones are. So a setup could be something that happened to you. It could be, I went grocery shopping. Yesterday I missed the bus. It could be something you're promoting. I'm having a comedy class Sunday. I'm selling my first edition Supergirl. It could be a thought or opinion about something you just read online or that somebody else tweeted to you. Justin Trudeau is running for Liberal leadership. No jokes there. Or the NHL owners have offered a new deal. Or it could be something you're about to do. I went grocery shopping. I'm going to Banff this weekend. I ate a bug. A setup is true for a reason. When you're truthful on Twitter, this is a way to take this potentially one-dimensional communication medium and become 3D. And one problem some people have is that they're great in person, but this just isn't translating online. They can't think of anything to say. They're just taking themselves too seriously. So when you can use a truthful setup to get into the joke to come, you have the potential to become a 3D person, and you don't even need those glasses. All right, part 2 of the joke is the punchline. This is where, hopefully, things get funny. Your punchline is a twist on the truth. It is still ingrained in truth somehow, but you're twisting the truth using one of the 7 skills of comedy, which are exaggeration, opposite, wit, ridicule, wordplay, irony, and pun. Part 3, please. All right, the part 3 of a joke is the tagline. So a comedian uses a hashtag as simply an extra punchline. And the great thing about a tagline is it doesn't take that much effort because you've already told the joke. So you can do that on Twitter as well, but you have the added advantage of, sure, you can write a whole nother punchline, but you can also just write a hashtag that's funny. And you've probably already done this. Go back, please, to the joke. There we go. So here's one of Derek's. I can't believe it's only 59 shopping days until the end of the Mayan calendar. And then he has a hashtag, Armageddon, a nice gift. It's a groaner, try living with him. All right, part 4. Part 4 of a joke is the callback. And you may remember from your single days how fun callbacks are. So a comedian uses a callback to create a sense of intimacy in their audience. So they're referring back to a joke or just a comment that they made earlier, and it doesn't even have to be that funny, but because you've shared this experience with your audience before, or in the case of Twitter, with your followers, then there's this connection and intimacy, and you kind of giggle because it's an inside joke and you get it. You don't need any context because everybody's in on the joke, and you see this all the time on Twitter. I didn't put the example up here, but somebody made a binders full of women joke and compared it to Charlie Sheen. So not only do you have this, a reference to Mitt Romney's latest gaffe there, but also to Charlie Sheen and his escapades from a year or 2 ago. So that's quite clever as well. All right, it's time to write a joke. I hope everybody has Twitter open. If you don't, get it out. If you only have a pad of paper, as I see in the front, that is okay too. I'll read them after. All right, we're going to write a joke. You are going to use this skill of wit. Don't get ahead of yourself yet. And you are going to use the hashtag LOLYYC, which we have up there. It's important you use this hashtag. You can still use the social media breakfast one as well, but we ask that you please use LOLYYC for our purposes. Okay, so the skill of wit. Wit is something you're doing already because it's your first unfiltered and funny thought when somebody says something to you. So when you make a remark to a friend and you're joking back and forth out for coffee or at the beer hall, and you're using wit. If you got called a smartass as a kid, you were using wit. If you still get called a smartass, you're still using wit, and good job. We want you to put that to good use. All right, next slide, please. So, open up your Twitter account, start a new tweet. Oh, can you go back? I can, your tweet, we'll just leave it here still, that's fine. Your tweet says, I am in a social media comedy class. That's your setup. I am in a social media comedy class. And Steele, can you make sure it's searching for LOLYYC? Not SMByyc? Can do both. Go to show panels at the top. There we go. And on the left, okay, we're good. You can hide panels again. Okay. So, I am in a social media comedy class. Now you're using wit. It's your first unfiltered thought. Don't overthink it. What are you feeling right now? Do you feel like you're hilarious and you don't need to be here? No? Oh no, you can still use that. All right, take a minute. Giggle to yourself. You have
Okay.
time to write?
Don't send out your, don't send it out, they're sending it out.
They're supposed to send it out right now.
Oh, but they're
Yeah.
sending it out, I'm in a social media comedy class.
Oh yeah, you have to write your punchline, guys. I'm glad you're here, but I know that already. I told you.
There we go, we got our first
Okay,
one.
here we go. Social girl, I'm in a social media comedy class, and boy are my arms tired. Okay, dinner. Julie wants help. Okay, if you're sitting next to Julie, maybe she'll cook you dinner. So, don't overthink it. You're using wit. Take a moment. And try to be funny about staffing. Try to be funny. There we go, little red line. I'm in a social media comedy class. You should probably unfollow me now. Sean Sandhurst, I'm in a social media comedy class. I didn't study. He's copying the tweet next to him. Jonathan, I'm in a social media comedy class in a German beer hall. Is this a comedy putsch? I don't.
Oh.
That was really too clever for me, Jonathan. But good job. Bonaventure, I'm in a social media comedy class. Please laugh at my agony. Wingman Mike, only one not drinking coffee at my table. Only one not doing drugs to start the day. No setup needed. Oh, Kaylee, I'm in a social media comedy class in the same place I was drunk a week ago. She's in PR, right? Let's see. YYC gal, I'm in a social media comedy class working on my wit. Hashtag this could be a while. Good use of a hashtag. Alright, GeoPublic, I'm a social media comedy class, but the jokes are going over my head. We can agree on that. Okay, get those tweets in there. Oh, Barry, you get a 0. You're welcome, you get the first one. It's a good 0. Okay, let's see. Gento, I'm in a social media comedy class and I don't speak the language. That's a good point. Social media comedy. Comedy is a language. It's a craft like anything else. Something you have to work on.
And if that person had put hashtag LOL as a second language.
Hey, there's a joke there. All right.
But don't use LOL.
Oh, I want to read this one because it's hard to read. Social girl, I'm in a social media comedy class at WURST. Baba, bada ding. Karen, you can pronounce that later for me. All right, Steele, please go back to PowerPoint. And Derek is going to teach us another skill beyond wit. That means you don't have to overthink this one either, but there we go.
All right, the next skill we're going to use is the opposite. So the opposite is to me, the easiest skill to use, and it is the one that I use most, because your setup line gives you a chance to just go the other way. Whatever you've written down, go the other way of it, the opposite of it. So what is funny about being run over by a car? Do you know? Because I was run over by a car once. Okay, well it's bumper, ground, muffler, ground, out. Last thing I saw was a tire with Goodyear on it, and I'm thinking, well, probably not this year. So the opposite of the experience creates a joke. Okay, so next one. So, another part about this, it says share your humor while you rant. let's look at our feeds. Come on. Every second, third joke, or not joke, tweet is a rant. I'm mad about something. Everyone's got a strong opinion. That's wonderful. Have a strong opinion. But if everybody is ranting, where is your voice relative to everyone else? You're caught up in the mass. Nobody sees you and picks you up as being unique. But if you make your rant the opposite, so, you know, like, Jason Kenney is so intelligent. There you go. The setup line itself is technically funny, but you can actually put a joke behind it. So whatever it is that you're wanting to rant about, if you start off by saying that you like it, you love it, you enjoy it, then it gives you the opportunity, so when somebody looks in your feed, they're laughing. We all know, like we all have similar opinions on rants, but if you get lost in it, you're just one of the multitude. Okay, new tweet, everyone, I love paying taxes. So put that down in your tweet feed. Do not send that, or else IRS or Revenue Canada will come to you. All right, so I love paying taxes. Now give me an opposite to it. I love paying taxes, they whatever. Okay? Okay, Steele, we can go to the feed and see the funny about to unfold. Jacqueline Tyler, I like that. And look at how Jacqueline got retweeted by Macklin Ford. I'm in a social media comedy class. They told me to tweet a joke, so here it is, a joke. Ta-da, and it gets retweeted. I love paying taxes. Who's this? Sean Sanders. I love paying taxes because money doesn't make you happy. Does it?
There we go.
Hashtag waiting to make money. Perfect. And again, don't overthink it. First thing that came to your mind. What don't you like about paying taxes? What's the purpose? Do you pay taxes? Are you scrolling down? Oh, here we go. Okay. That's Zoe. Okay, there we go. KJ, I love paying taxes because my journalism degree means I just have that much to give. Hashtag will write for food. Excellent. Will write for food. That's perfect. Okay. I love paying, who says? TJ Tonga, I love paying taxes in Cayman Islands. Excellent. The JC Superstar, I love paying taxes. There's where you tell the government you don't make any money last year, right? There you go. I love paying taxes primarily because it pisses off conservatives. Woo! I love paying taxes, yes. I love taking it from... Okay, the odd time. And I think that's kind of a good thing. I get a lot of people say they don't want to use comedy and humor on their Twitter feed because they may offend people. And I always ask the same thing. Okay, I say, do you offend people in real life? If you offend people in real life, yes, you will offend them on Twitter. There's just, because your humor is an extension of the human in you. And if you don't offend people, you're going to check that tweet to make sure it doesn't. And one of the other things is people are always saying, I don't want to, you know, because I tend to go directly to a person. I will make fun of you, absolutely. If you follow me, you will be made fun of. There's absolutely no doubt. And the way that I see it is that it is literally a form of affection. If I don't make fun of you, I don't care about you. As a comic, when you're standing and doing stand-up comedy and you've ever been to a show, you see a person absolutely eviscerate some poor soul in the crowd. And you think, oh my God, that's terrible, how horrible. That person, like almost 100% of the time, that person comes up and buys the comic a drink afterwards. Because they are just happy to be noticed. So if you're worried about offending people, take a breath. There you go. Okay, I love Joy Nash. I love paying taxes because the government spends it so well. Hashtag waste money. There, you get to put a point in behind it. Excellent. Hey Cito, I love paying taxes. Hashtag sad bank account. There you go. I think I could read one more if anybody else. What do we got? Joel Gwynman? I can't read. I love paying taxes, yeah, as much as I love. Oh, why am I drawn to that? Any reason? There we go. Okay, NCI Calgary, I love paying taxes if I ever felt like I could finish. Oh, that's right, it's always good to have an end goal. Kelly, I love paying taxes because that's how my dad raised me. Hashtag first world problems. Beautiful, excellent. Accidentally put in something socially conscious. I love paying taxes as much as going to the bathroom. Same results. Perfect. I love paying taxes late, makes things more exciting. There you go, someone living on the edge. All right, okay, Steele, if we want to go to the next slide, back to thing, I'll pass back to Zoe for our next lesson.
Thank you. Good job. You guys know what to
kidding, those are
do.
really good.
You got 2 claps from behind the bar. All right. Exaggeration. It's the greatest skill in the universe. So exaggeration can be very, very useful on Twitter as a way to get your jokes out there. It's an easy skill to use. However, the very important point is when you're exaggerating, you gotta go really, really, really big or extremely tiny. So I can't just say that, oh my gosh, I have like 12 hours of work to do tonight. I don't care. But if you say, I'm not gonna finish my work until I start growing whiskers, ooh, that's an exaggeration, I swear. Okay, next slide, please. Start up a new tweet. So your setup line is, oh, it's not supposed to be that because it wasn't cold. We changed it. It was so hot this summer.
Okay.
Unless you're cold-blooded and you did think it was cold this morning, you can put that one. But it was so hot this summer. Now go big or go home. You're going to exaggerate for your punchline. All right, we can switch over to Twitter, Steele, but everybody take a moment to write. Oh, Kelly has a rhyme. More hyperbole for you and me. I like that. I'm gonna get it tattooed on me immediately. Exaggeration. All right. This is your writing time. Creativity. If you're sitting next to Sean, he's probably copying you. He didn't study. All right. He's starting to come in. Joy, it was so hot this summer, my trees were looking for shade. That's pretty hot. It was so hot this summer, I bought a dry fit suit. Sweating from new areas. Hashtag sweating from new areas. The JC Superstar, it was so hot this summer, I felt more heat than the NHL Players Union.
Woo!
Des, it was so hot this summer, I had so many no pants parties. Hashtag balcony undies. It was so hot this summer that I sweated out all my humor. Hashtag mornings suck. That's good. Joel, it was so hot this summer, advisor Des actually got a tan. Hashtag he's black. Brenda says it was so hot this summer that the devil came stampeding. Is that who it was?
I thought it was Mulcair.
Oh! Okay. Peanut Gallery. It was so hot this summer in Calgary, I had 2 luau's in my backyard. Hashtag shaking my hips. Hashtag where's the pork? It was so hot this summer, I went outside without a coat. Hashtag Canadian problems. Colin, it was so hot this summer, I started renting out my underwear as a hot tub for gnomes. That's a beautiful exaggeration. Good job, Colin. Calgary Networks, it was so hot this summer, my water wings melted. Hashtag got nothing. That's okay. You tried, and that is half the battle. Scott, it was so hot this summer, my bald look was in again. It looks good, Scott. It does. All right, it was so hot this summer. Who am I kidding? My heat comes from a computer. He's not talking about the weather. Why don't? Oh, here's Kaylee. She did follow Scott's bald look. It was so hot this summer, I shaved my entire head. Hashtag Britney Spears would love me. All right, beautiful. That's all you got. That was pretty good. Okay, Derek, you got one more here to talk about?
I do. All right, don't be shy, hit reply. Okay. This is the thing I talked about earlier, and we're now going to unleash you on your Twitter world. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is go to your Twitter feed. First off, find someone's tweet or someone that you are following somewhere on your feed, and hit the reply button to them. Now think of the tweet that they have sent as your setup line. So your reply to them is all punchline, and you get lots of opportunity to use hashtag, and if you make sure, just in case you tweet it to someone who's not used to you being funny, that you exaggerate so it's obvious that you're funny. And put the hashtag LOLYYC in there so we can see exactly how funny and how many followers we lose. We should have a total. We started this morning with this many, we're now down to what? Okay, everyone's got that?
Take a moment.
Take a moment.
What are we doing? You're replying.
You're replying to someone on your feed
in a funny way.
in a funny way. And this is just out of curiosity, the heckler is Eva P. She's the part of ZEDS Wits, who's technically the funniest person in the group. And if anyone ever gets a chance to meet her, be careful. Okay, we got something going here. All right, so we got hot summer nights. Okay, Cager to Jonathan. That's what she said. Okay, is there any way that we can pull that down, Steele, so we can see both of the beginning and the end?
No.
No, there's not. Yeah, there is. It was so hot this summer, my Speedo's got a sunburn, and he replies, "That's what she said." No, or you either got to go. Yeah. Okay, that was it. Right there we go.
It was funny to me.
Okay, it was funny to someone. Okay. Somebody, Advisor Des to Jonathan, I'm picturing you in a Speedo and I'm super frightened. Jacqueline to Donamet, do we kumbaya now? Feels like summer camp. Yeah, is there no way to see the whole?
Here.
Okay,
Thank you.
there you go, take over.
All right, so you can
Technology.
see, you know when you use Twitter, you can reply to somebody and not include any of their tweet, or you can quote their tweet, or you can modify and just have part of their tweet if it's too long to include. So that's what Social Girl did here. So the original tweets, right here, Carissa Nicole. It takes people like you to pull these things off. And so Social Girl says, "You're not talking about pants, right?" And that's funny. And we get it. And up here, Kevin replied to Jonathan something about Jonathan's pants earlier. I can't remember what the tweet was. It was a Speedo, yes. So Kevin says, hashtag image I didn't want of my boss. There you go. You got any more coming? Here we go. Julie replies, speak for yourself, I'm staring at pictures of pizza. So we don't know the context, sorry. Oh, Jonathan's getting back to Des here. You need a party for a no pants excuse? Hashtag WURST is kicking me out. All right, Roger replies to the Calgary Herald. The Herald says, my daughter has eaten beef every day, Allison Redford says. Roger replies, is she living outside of Alberta? All right, Joel says, where's the squirrel? Did I miss it? Ooh, bright lights and shiny things. Hashtag ADD. Okay, Jonathan, this is another reply to his Speedo. Somebody says, is this now our new official work uniform? That would be great at a bank, I think. Orange ones. All right, that's good. So you see the purpose of replying to somebody in a funny way is, you know, you engage them in a conversation. You might spot a potential customer there, or just somebody who, you know, it could be a person who has 20,000 people they follow or that are following them, and you assume they're pretty busy with things. But when you reply to one of their tweets in a funny way, you're engaging them, and it's part of knowing your followers and having them know you. And you're not just another avatar showing up in their feed. They're going to be more interested in what you have to say if they know you are funny and you are willing to reach out and respond to what they say in a meaningful way. Not just LOL and not just a retweet. Oh, here we go. Somebody says, shout out to Dax, who left his phone at the office. He's basically naked. Somebody replies, oh, the horror. Okay, National News Watch tweeted, breaking, Justin Trudeau has a new Twitter handle. Brandon Beasley says, it's better than the new Liberal Alberta brand. All right, and JC Superstar notices we all have a fascination with pants. All right, we've got one more quick exercise. Back to PowerPoint quickly. I forgot to tell my exaggeration jokes earlier. I'll tell you them now because they're that good. Okay. My phone is so old.
How old is it?
I have a rotary touchpad. My bus was so late.
How late was it?
I was early for my meeting tomorrow. I've asked Nenshi for a retweet so many times.
How many times?
My fingers are purple. Okay, so we just wanted to talk briefly about promoting your content on your website and your blogs in a funny way, because you can spend all this time writing great stuff, or medium stuff if you're still working on adding humor to your blogs, but you're writing all this content. It would be great if people were reading it and enjoying it and sharing it. So if you can add a little humor to your blog post, that's great, and we talk about that in our workshops. But if you can just tweet it out in a funny way, that's great too. So you're still using one of the skills of comedy like we talked about today, wit, exaggeration, and opposite. What we did in a previous workshop, we told people, okay, here's a few topics. Come up with a potential blog post title for what you might say about this. And this is good because it kind of stimulates the creative process too. So this one was from John Smiley, Mr. YYC. Possible blog post title: Turkeys seem so comfortable with a cavity search. Next one, please. Here's one from Reg. Potential blog post: How I learned to hate people. That one really inspired him. That's opposite, by the way. Here's one from Bill. Potential blog post: What a dumbass. Things people hear about their politician parent. So, you know, that's a lot more fun than, it could be blunt, being a politician and having kids. Ugh. You know, there's so much content there, you just gotta have some fun with it. So, we're gonna do a new tweet. Start with the words potential blog post, and then using one of the skills we talked about, wit, opposite, exaggeration, throw in a hashtag, write a potential funny blog post title about something that you have written a blog post about, or that you would like to write something about, or something you've been putting off writing because, you know, you'll do it eventually. So maybe this is your 5 tips about tweeting, or your ravioli recipe, or your great visit to the Peace Bridge. Hashtag it LOLYYC, and we'll share it shortly. Take a moment to write.
There are bloggers here, correct? Well, if a blog isn't written before us, it's there.
See lots of people typing. All right, here's the first one from Cager. Potential blog post. Dental work, or how I became a pirate in 1 hour. Drugs and gold included. And that in the parentheses would work well as a hashtag too, I think. Potential blog post. New summer fashion. Open-toe dress shoes for men. Hashtag pair with dress shorts. Hashtag ooh la la. Nice work, Sean. Was somebody still paying taxes? I love paying taxes because my ex leaves so much to give at the end of the year. Des, write a blog post title. Hashtag distracted. Potential blog posts. Quick, be funny on the spot. Hashtag, because that's not difficult at all. Hashtag pressure is on. Terry, potential blog post, how to lose a turkey cooking competition by forgetting to add turkey. Hashtag my epic fail last week. I would definitely read that. That's a bad mistake. All right, let's see if we get a couple more up here. Press enter. Oh. Potential blog post, where did my life go? Stories of a gamer. Awesome. Oh, and here's a good hashtag from Stefan G. Show me your wits. Potential blog post. How to drop that Jersey Shore look and trade it in for a fade and thick glasses. Hashtag so hip. Oh my. The potential blog post title. What's the difference between an oral and rectal thermometer? Hashtag the taste.
Come on, applause for it. Come on. That was that.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that as we've been talking, you should always tweet the truth. And I'm sure that our tweeter there was tweeting a personal experience. So sorry to hear that. Okay, once more. Potential blog post, dating tips, how to lose a guy in 2 days. Well, there's a link there, it's already written if you need some tips. Alright, so search that hashtag the rest of your day. There'll be more popping up, I'm sure. And feel free to tweet more jokes to it. Eric?
Okay, yeah, I guess we are pretty well finished the presentation, but before we go, we have a couple of business cards to give away. Can we get Donna and Jeff to come to the stage, please? And I'll tell you, best business card ever. Here we go.
You can't lose
Where's
it.
Donna? Come on, Donna. I threatened her. There she comes. I can see her. Where's Jeff? Did you put on a shirt with a... Look at it. He puts on a new shirt. Jeez. You want to give him a chance? All right. Jeff, Donna, or Zoey will give you hers. You're up, Jeff.
Jeff, thank you for having us here. It's a wonderful venue, beautiful food, and a good time was had by all, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you.
What's the comment?
This is the web.
And I get to present to Donna. Thank you very much. Donna was the first person that tweeted us and asked us to come to this presentation, so we are giving her Supergirl number 0.
Jeff's done.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's it.
And
Excellent.
Zoey,
Oh,
you
get in
too.
there. Get in there. Okay.
So nice to find
Okay, I think that's it for us. We have
No time for questions?
Yeah.
do we have time? Do we have time for questions? I forgot to ask. Do we? Does anyone have a question? Yes. What's your question?
Are you worried that teaching people how to do this will make your business less viable in the future?
Are we worried about teaching you to be funny, make it less viable for us in the future?
Because y'all have right?
Absolutely not, because just in anything else, if you learn a little bit about playing guitar, don't you want to learn how to do it better and better and better?
Well, yeah, but then then if you taught your student a guitar, like then you become.
And if he becomes famous, if I could ever teach a comic to become famous, I would freaking freak out. I would, I absolutely. There isn't a comic that I've taught that has ever done anything. I would be thrilled, I would. Yes?
What do you think about using comedy in businesses that are a little more conservative, let's say in the oil and gas industry or banking or other regulated industries?
Okay, the business is conservative, but the people inside it and your customers are not. If you think, like, obviously, you can't go to some of the tweets that I read today twice. You should, that's where the idea that if you are an offensive person, you will send offensive tweets. If you are not an offensive person, you won't. You can be gentle, you can be giggly, using wordplay and callbacks. They are really soft skills in comedy. So there's really no excuse for you not to send out, you know, I guess it's only, if you want to remain absolutely conservative and people look at you as an incredible paragon of virtue, ta-da, you know, I mean, it doesn't resonate with who we are as people. Because the minute that you become using humor, you become human. Look at our politicians. When they make us laugh, we feel they're a little bit more human. When we see, I did a class that was 8 accountants for Myers Norris Penny. So we had on the stage at Yuck Yucks 8 accountants at Myers Norris Penny. They brought in their customers as the audience. And they just eviscerated their customers. They called them every name in the book. And their customers loved them. And all of a sudden, the cool thing was that they got media and all this kind of stuff, but I thought was even bigger is that this really conservative type of organization, at the U of C, they started saying, you know, not all accountants are bean counter stiff kind of people. Look at what they did at Myers Norris Penny. And all of a sudden, it kind of changed the concept of your business. Yes, as the person sending it out, you want to have control of the tweets that come from your own company. You should, you know, kind of vet those kind of things, or have a person that is responsible. But using humor, it's, you know, it's part of life.
ING.
There you go. There.
Oh yeah, if you follow ING Direct, Orange YYC, they're pretty funny. They're sitting at the back. They've
They're a
been
bank.
joking all day with us as well. Yeah, they're a bank. Just because, you know, the history of whatever banking profession or oil and gas, because you might not be able to make a joke about bitumen. Just kidding, that's really easy.
Wordplay.
Wordplay, so yeah, there's so many opportunities. So see what you can do, experiment. You don't have to send every tweet. Test them out for your clients and have fun. That's the bottom line. All right?
Any other, I think we got one more or so. Any,
Good? We're getting the hook.
no more? We're getting the hook. All right, there we go.
That was fantastic, wasn't it? Who knew the gang? Who knew we are all so funny down here? A couple of things. I can't believe actually on a Friday morning we talked so much about Jonathan Glover from ING Direct and Speedo. That in itself warrants the rest of the day off. Really cool use of that Twitter stream. What did you guys use to showcase the stream there, Zoe? Twitterfall. So the great use of using Twitterfall to kind of engage the audience. And did you guys feel engaged? Yes. Yeah, that was pretty cool, eh? So great use of social media. Yeah, and I think Derek there is actually training the Wild Rose Party members to be funny.
November 3rd at Laugh Shop.
At the Laugh Shop. So if that's not a testament to their brilliancy of making the Wild Rose members comical, then I don't know what is. So that's it for today. We've got the next social media breakfast announcement will come on November 12th, and I think the next social media breakfast is on November 23rd. Other than that, thanks for letting me talk to you for a little bit. My name is Kevin Hayes, and have a great Friday. We'll see you next time.